here coming to you with a brand new video in a new live tonight. And don't forget, like and subscribe, comment down below, help out your boy to get out into the YouTube universe. More people needs to hear this conversation we're having here. And as you can see, the topic tonight, we're talking about keep down the anger, reduce the resentment, reduce the hatred, reduce the bitterness, and also wash away the trauma, old trauma, and also change your subconscious programs, the old one that has been running your life for, I don't know, the last 25 years, 35 years, 45 years, 55 years, and so forth. Okay? Must change that program. And we must put in some new software so that way we can look at the world through a different lens, different eyes, a fresh look at the world, you know, instead of complaining and crying and whining every day about how hard life is. We would instead think about how we can make something of ourselves and get out into the world and change our lives and change the lives of others as well. Okay, all right. So we're talking about exactly, Christy, reprogram your subconscious mind. That's exactly what we're talking about now. So we're talking about keeping down the anger. The goal is to wash the anger away, but it is very difficult to do in one shot. You have to chip at it. How many chipping should you do? How much chipping should you do? Quite a bit. Quite a bit of chipping has to be done. Okay. So anger, that is something that a lot of us struggles with, and we do not know how to deal with it effectively. Like I said some years ago when I was dealing with that problem, and I remember that no one showed up to actually help me out during those tough days. Those lonely, long, and miserable days. Nobody showed up. So I decided to go on a journey to figure out how did I even, you know, downloaded a program, like the one that I had. That program wasn't getting me anywhere. I wasn't gonna go anywhere at all. So yeah, welcome folks. Glad you are here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Comment down below. All right. So hi April. Nobody taught me how to deal with the anger issue at all. And I went on a journey and I decided to deal with it myself because I realized that this is not going to get me to where I need to go. So it was a huge problem. Um, so little by little, bit by bit, I kind of figure out how to. April, I'm doing great. How are you? Hope you're doing well. So little by little, bit by bit, I was able to, chip away at the resentment, the anger, the bitterness, the bitterness. Yeah. So over a period of time, I discovered some things that works. Okay, something here that you're gonna have to understand about when you are dealing with the anger issue. Understand something here. There are two parts to the anger. Two parts to it. One part is you are not free to do what you really want to do in life. You got stuck at your job, which you hate. You don't like that job. But you are there because you have to work to pay your bills. And that is a problem. Okay? So, lacking freedom. You feel like you have been robbed of your freedom, your human freedom that you came to this world here to use. I'm talking about if you have anger issues and how to fix it. If you have anger issues and how to fix it. because it was a struggle for me for a long time, and I eventually overcome it. Okay, and I want other people to learn how to overcome it as well. Okay, because it sets you back, and it doesn't do you any good. Exactly. Yeah, yep, yep. Anger is really a victim mindset, if you ask me. True. Yes. Thank you very much, April. Appreciate you. There are real things that happen to us in life. Isabel, how are you? Um, so there are real issues. There are real things happen to us in life, and yes, I'm not gonna try to downplay it here. Mika, or Micah. Hey Sean, appreciate you. I am doing well, Isabel. Hope all is well. So so we're talking about the anger issue here and how we deal with it. Okay, because it must be dealt with. All right. I do not want you guys to have to suffer the way how I did, and it was just a very low moment in my life. Thank you very much, Isabel. Appreciate you. And so it was a very low moment in my life, and I understand. One little thing triggers me off, and then I was just having a miserable old time. All right. So, when I finally discovered how to deal with the anger, remember, this took me years to figure out what I was even doing, and I stumbled up, and there was a series of things I noticed. Whenever I do them, the anger will, you know, it pushes back the anger. So I understand. I said, okay. So I keep on practicing, keep on training myself how to uh, talk to other people without yell and scream and get upset, because it just doesn't look good. All right. And we do not want to go out there and show up into the world that way. It doesn't help us. All right. Yeah, yeah. I'm good. I'm good, Isabel. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Thank you for asking. So it does not look good when you are out there in the world and you are having conversations, and you start to yell and scream. It just doesn't. It's just a low level way of behaving. The truth, right? So training myself to actually um, having conversations like a decent human being. Yeah. And training myself, to respond to people instead of reacting to them. So reacting is just not a good state to be in. All right. And so bit by bit, piece by piece, I begin to piece knit together, and I start to work at it. And I realized that there were some things we didn't learn at home. Okay, at our home is probably one of the first place we experience anger issue. Guess who have them? Our parents, right? And from age 1 to 7, the way how we learn as children, we learn by observing other people. So let's say some guy were there at the time from your 1 to 7, and these people were always angry and always mad. It's a good chance, it's a good chance that you are going to pick up on some of that. Okay? So we have to so the people who were around us from age 1 to 7, we actually learn from these people, and they left their imprint on us far more. um what they left with us is far more potent than we even possibly could even imagine. All right. So here we are today. I'm not sure what your question is about, Isabel, but I'm not sure what's going on here. Um, so those people, has left their imprint on us. Those people who we observe while we were children. Okay. So here we go. Now we are in our 20s, 30s, 40s, and even 50s, and we cannot understand, what the hell is going on with us in our lives. What's going on in our lives? Why are we the way how we are right now? Why are we so angry? Why are we so, full of trauma and all of that stuff? Because understand that's even physically, even hurt physically. That happens to me too, on several occasions, by people who were way older than I am. So these things add up to it, and then later on, figure frame, what's up, man? So those people has, abused me as well, and so all this trauma I was walking around with, not even understanding how to even clean up the mess that they left with me. Okay, so people left mess with you. All right, so they don't care. Those people don't care at all. I'm sure they remember what they did to you. I'm sure they do. But they don't care. You are the one who is left with the mess now. What do you do? You're gonna have to clean that mess up, or the consequence is rather great if you do not, because I understand. Oh, I didn't ask for this. Get it? I know. But that doesn't do you any good. Okay? You want to do yourself some good? This is when you're going to have to get into practice mode. Gonna have to change your life, change the direction that you are going. Understand something here about your thoughts. Those angry thoughts, you can hear them in your head. Okay? Your thoughts are creative. They are creating the state, the future for you. Okay? So when you are angry day in, day out, year in, year out, just understand that you are creating a future that is full of anger. You can't escape it. Your thoughts, control your thoughts, and you can control your life. You cannot control your mind. It's too difficult to do. It's racing all over the place. Those anger, hatred, bitterness, the old trauma, it takes up a whole lot of your brain space. You buy a computer. It takes up a whole lot of it. So now you are trying to think positive. Don't. Stay away from positive thinking for now. Later on, when you reduce the anger, then you can pour some positive thinking in there. But as for right now, two jobs: control your thoughts and purify your thoughts. That is the thing you can work on. Gorilla Guz, what's up, brother? Appreciate you, man. Grishma, appreciate you for being here. Thank y'all for stopping by and show some love. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, help out your boy to get out into YouTube universe. Appreciate y'all. So we are here now in our late 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s now, right? And we have to fix up. We have to fix this mess here. Okay. So what do we do now? Two things, like I said: work on our thoughts, control our thoughts, purify our thoughts. The way how we talk is getting us into more and more trouble. The way how we talk. You're lashing out, you're crashing out, you're freaking out. None of this is a good look. And guess what happened? Other people is going to join you, and the way how they're gonna join you in it is not going to be working in your favor. All right? Because the thing is, when you react to a person, you do not get to dictate how that person react to you. You do not know how they're going to react. They can react physically, verbally, or in the most mean, nasty, cruel, vile way. Okay? You don't know. This is why we cannot take any chances. Okay? We cannot take any chances on reacting. You don't know. People are, they are just people, and they are human beings. And they, sometimes they can be very volatile. You just unstable. You don't know how these people are. So our goal here is to control ourselves. We want to be in control. How do we stay in control? By being calm. Right? The calmer we are, the more easier the other person will take it on us. Unless they are pushing it way too far, now you're gonna have to defend yourself. Or pick up your phone, call 911, have the policeman come arrest that person. Okay? That's what I recommend. But you don't get to dictate how somebody is gonna react to you. So we wanna avoid getting ourselves in that situation to begin with. Okay? So this is why we're gonna have to work on the anger. Now, our vocabulary, the words that we use on a day-to-day basis, these words that got us into so much trouble, so much problems over the years, when those words leave our mouth, we can pull them back. And then you're gonna have to apologize to this person because you said something the wrong way. So now we want to work on the vocabulary part. We want to change the vocabulary, change the way how we talk. We want to use less of these mean words, and very unkind, very mean, very nasty, very rude. We want to use as little as those words as possible, or none at all. So this is why we're gonna have to change our vocabulary. So this is when good old practice comes into play. Okay? Now, understand, when you are angry, you don't feel good. You are in a lot of pain. Mental pain. Because that's where most of the anger is. It's in here. It's also in your body as well. You can feel it. Right? So this is why, and it comes with a lot of stress. And it is very heavy, and it is very hard to walk around with that much anger, that much pain, that much heaviness. Okay? All right. So, we want to work on the trauma, the things that happened to us in the past. It happens already, and now we have to prevent ourselves from making stupid mistakes again. Okay? Making mistakes that gets us into trouble. All right? So here we go now. Urge Marks, appreciate ya. Scar, I don't have any shirt. You might can buy me some, maybe. So we are dealing with anger, and this is something that I see so many people who could be really nice people, really good people, but I understand they do not know how to work on the anger. And guess what happens? You do not have too many friends when you're angry, because only a matter of time before you lash out on those people. You can play your chameleon role. your chameleonery is going to be exposed at some point. Trust me, you're gonna see. It's gonna be exposed. You can't cover that stuff up. You can't cover up anger for long. This is why I don't recommend cover it up. I recommend you feel your feelings and go through it. But you have to work on it. You have to deal with it a certain way. You can't just lash out and go crazy. You get upset, you take it somewhere and you deal with it. Don't try to hide it or cover it up. Best if you explain to those people, I have this issue, I'm working on it, and it has nothing to do with you guys. This is just this challenge I have here, and I'm working on it. I'm trying to deal with it. Right? I'm listening to this guy. His name is Rayan on YouTube Live, and he's trying to help me. Okay, right. So dealing with anger issue. Now you're gonna have to work on feeling better about yourself. That's one thing. Because the anger, you can hear those voices in your head. Whoever you and that person have any type of problems, trust me, it's not gonna go away overnight. You're gonna hear those voices for a good little minute until you interrupt them. This takes a little while for those voices to die down. I'm a living proof, living witness of it. I understand. When those voices died down, I became a lot more happier, more joyful, more playful. I want to go out into the world and have a lot of fun and play and just dance, going through life, dance through life. Okay? So this is why I highly recommend, because when you are in that angry state, do not sit still. I know they're gonna. Why don't you take a nap? No, I will tell you when to take the nap. Okay. I want you to buy a running shoes, lace it up. Put it on, lace it up, hit the pavement, do some running. There is a certain feeling that comes from running, which you can probably get playing sports or riding bike or something like that. But there's a certain feeling that comes with running, right? Running, it will opens up those little chemicals in your brain that makes you happier. They are called endorphins. Okay, so you can run for a long time. That will help to quell those voices in your head. Okay, I want you to hit the gym. You need to get in physically good shape. When you get in front of the mirror and you look at yourself, the better you look physically, that adds to your happiness, to your joy, increases the happiness, increases your joy, your fun, your laughter. You begin to start laughing again. Okay. Next step here. This is why now we're gonna work on the mental part, and this takes mental practice, mental gym, mental exercises. You need to get into it. Why? Like I said, the vocabulary, the words that we use, because our anger can actually hurt other people, and it does. Our anger also hurt us. You cannot feel good talking like that, saying those nasty, mean, rude, unkind words to somebody else and feel good. If you feel good, you would use feel good words. Okay? Calm, peace, kind, genuine, love, beauty, and so forth. Huh? Exactly, Gorillas. Yep, exactly. Right? So, deal with the mental part. And now, we're going to have to intentionally practice. Because our goal here is, one, we want to wash away the old trauma. What, those things that happened to us in the past, we want to wash away most of them. Okay? Most of it needs to go from out of our lives. Gone, bye bye. Then, also, we want to wash away the resentment as well. Because it's too much, it's too intense, and it's getting us into problems with other people, problems that we do not want. We don't want to make any more enemies. We might have made enough enemies already. We don't need to make any more enemies. Now it's time for us to make friends, create beautiful relationships with other people. Okay? So, next step, we're also going to change the subconscious mind, because part of the programming part of the anger comes from your programming. Okay? I mean, all of the anger pretty much comes from your programming. But like I said, there's two parts. One part is because you don't feel like you are free. That also comes from your programming. Okay? So, um, you wash away the trauma through repetition. The trauma is nothing but old information, old software. That's what it is. Old viruses. So you need to update, put in some new softwares, and this is when the practice comes in. So the way how we talk, if we can change the way how we talk, we're gonna act and feel like how we talk. You cannot, you just can't. You cannot escape acting and feeling like how you talk. It all works like that. It's always a thought first. Before you take action, you has to get the thought first. So this is why your thought is so important. And your thought is creative. It's creating your future, whether you know it or not. So if you keep on sitting on talking about all manner of evil, that's what you are going to get. Talking about you are broke, every single day you get up and you said, I am broke, I am broke. The universe was like, yes, you are. So that's why your thought needs to be controlled and purified. So we can control how we say things, while at the same time we can purify our thoughts. So this is when you said trauma is nothing but old information. That's what you are running on. This guy who slapped the shit out of me when I was a little kid, that was old trauma. I have to learn how to wash that away. Okay? So, old trauma, old information. Wash away the trauma. The resentment needs to be reduced. The more you practice working on creating new, fresh thoughts, the more the resentment goes down. Combine the two: physical exercises, running and working out. Yes, hit the gym, do the push-ups, do the pull-ups, lift the weights. All right. That's good, gorilla guys. That's great. Perfect. That's good. You are one of the, I wish I could have said that, but I can't. I came from a place where the anger was just so, you know, you could touch the damn thing in the air a lot of times, because that's just how it was. Okay. So I have to learn how to deal with that. And that was just my struggle. And, the universe has blessed me with anger. So I can laugh about it now because I understand it. So then next move, we are going to work on no, that was in New Mexico. That was at Crow Canyon, New Mexico. So dealing with, so washing, so next part now, we're going to change the vocabulary. We no longer talk the way how we used to talk. Yeah, right on. The way how we talk is so crucial. What we say can get us into trouble. by saying it the wrong way, speaking the wrong way, speaking in a mean way, can get us in trouble. So this is why I said the vocabulary is so important to change. And to take care of the trauma, the resentment, um, the subconscious programs, the vocabulary, all of those can be taken care of by doing what I'm saying to you here is by practicing. Like I said, we need some new thoughts into our computer, new software, right? So let's go. Now, when I just started out on this journey here, I noticed some things when I was doing, and I noticed the things that I gravitate to, and when I go in heavy on them, then the resentment always decreases. Always. Whenever I stopped, the resentment will come back up. So this is when I said, all right, I noticed these are the things I'm doing. So here we go. One, talking about practice here, because we need to get into practice. Practice repetition. This is how you get the trauma to begin with. By people keeps on doing things to you over and over and over. Maybe you keep on putting yourself into situations over and over and over and over, and you keep on increasing your trauma, adding to your trauma, right? Increasing your resentment, adding to your resentment, right? So, and also your subconscious programs, because it was done through repetition over and over and over and over. You keep on doing things over and over and over and over, and your subconscious just love the repetition. Really love it. And it's like, give me more of this stuff. Despite the fact that you are destroying yourself. Okay? It doesn't care about you. So positive affirmations. That was something that I got heavy into. I'm heavy into it right now as we speak. Prosperity information. Positive affirmations, prosperity affirmations. I went heavy into that too. I'm still heavy into it. But I did not know how to use it effectively. Okay? Personal development. That too, I went heavy into it, read the books and so forth, but I didn't really know how to use it. It has to be practiced. Okay? So we can't just listen to these audios like one time and then never hear them again and expect to get results. It doesn't work like that. Prayers. I got heavy into that too. But I don't think I was being effective, really. Quotes. That was another thing I got into. I like beautiful quotes. I enjoy them. And they help to change my vocabulary as well. Right? So these are the things that I went to work on. So now I understand that you have to practice them. Oh, another one, a big one. Here's a big one. Gratitude. This one I am working on this one now again now, because I used to work on it a lot and then I stopped. Now I'm back working on it again, because sometimes you fall down, you have to get back up and get back on. So working on gratitude, we have to be able to give thanks. Okay? Yep, exactly, because that was the whole thing. So I was I was so fascinated by the mental part there. And I'm still fascinated by it. So gratitude, giving thanks. I know. I'm like, Ryan, so you want me to give thanks? Man, look at my life. My life suck. Now is the time to give thanks, because you know why? You are running on your program, and the program needs to be changed, right? Your program needs to be changed. So instead of anger, which wrapped up into anger, complaining, like I said, your subconscious mind doesn't care about you, does not. And if you are mad at somebody and you are angry, you're an angry person already, you have anger issues, and you keep on going on over and over in your head about that person, and whatever you are saying about that person, however you feel about that person, guess what happened? Your subconscious doesn't know the difference. Does not know if you are talking about that person or you are talking about yourself. So you most likely you're gonna see more and more and more of what you are saying about that person shows up into your life. Like I said, your thoughts are creative. So you are creating more of that stuff, and in the future you keep on running into whatever you are creating in your imagination there. More and you start seeing more and more and more of it. So if you keep on see yourself fighting and fighting with other people, you need to like really take a look at that and start to practice something else. Start telling yourself, I see myself living in peace, love, happiness, and joy with these people who I'm going to meet in the future. Or so or you can sit down there with that voice in your head, in your imagination, because you are using your creative imagination, which can be used for good, and it can be used for destructive purposes. And the person who it destructs is you. Okay, how you feel about that person, especially because it's in an emotional state, and your subconscious act very fast when it's emotional, right? If your subconscious mind should choose between facts and between emotions, emotion is going to win every single time. It's more stronger. It's a feeling. Okay? So we want to change use our creative imagination for good purposes. Beautiful, wonderful, joyful, gleeful purposes. Okay? Happy, you know? So we have to check that imagination. What's going on there? Change it. I see myself living lovingly, joyfully, and peacefully with the people who I meet in the future. Okay? Right? I attract people into my life who I love and respect. I attract people into my life who love and respects me. Because these are things that we're going to have to start to put in here. Right? So here we go. Work on your creative imagination. Use it for good purposes. Work on your thoughts, because your thoughts are creative. You know? Right. So, here we go. Now, um, um, so it was one more thing I was gonna say. So, like I said, so gratitude, because you complain so much, you have now developed the habit of complaining. So you are now a complainer. That is not good. You can see yourself complaining about things. How about you see yourself being grateful? This is when practice has to come into play. Don't let anybody tell you that you can just be grateful and get away with it like that. No, 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 no. You need to intentionally practice being grateful. over a period of time, you'll find yourself becoming more grateful. Avoid complaining at all costs. Stay away from complaining for now until when you start feeling like you are in a state of peace and calm. And this is when the practice comes in. Wake up early. Wake up a little bit earlier than you normally would. Spend some time putting in the work. Spend some time practicing. Okay? So, we're going to have to repeat the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. We're going to have to listen to the same thing over and over and over again. Read the same thing over and over and over again. Hear the same thing over and over and over again. In order for it to become a part of our vocabulary. So this is how we talk. This is how we speak. This is how we feel. Right? And it's just part of the work. It is not particularly easy, especially in the beginning. We want to sound, we want to speak a certain way. We want to feel a certain way. We want to talk a certain way. We want to show up in the world a certain way. We want to use our imagination a certain way. We want to see ourselves living peacefully with other people. We want to go through life in a calm, peaceful, quiet, relaxing state. Yes, are there sometimes things are going to come across, knock you off? Sure. Then you're going to get back on track and just get into calm, and it's way much more easier when you can go through life in a calm, peaceful, loving state. Okay? So, that was what I have for you for tonight. We're talking about dealing with anger. And this is how you chip away at the anger. Wash the anger away. Takes work. Takes a long time too. There are no magic button. Anger management. Don't try to manage anger. It doesn't need to be managed. You just need to work on it. That's it. It will go away. All right. Okay then, folks. Ryan here with a new video. Looking forward to see you soon in a brand new video. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Comment down below. Help out your boy to get out in the YouTube universe. I appreciate y'all for being here, and you have a good night. I will see you soon in a new video or a new live. Appreciate it. Bye for now.